Hi everyone, it's Colin, Seth, and Phil from Market Protocol here. We're going to do our second community call. Thank you for joining us. We're going to start out with Seth telling us some general announcements. So Seth, where have we been recently?
Hi guys, we've recently been all over the place. We were in New York for Consensus for Blockchain Week. We've been back in Singapore. We've been at Boulder Startup Week. We've been in Beijing. We've been in Hong Kong. We've been in Chicago, and we've been in Los Angeles. So we've been all over the place. We've been in a number of conferences. Phil and Collins were involved in Boulder Startup Week, and we are continuing to travel and spread the word.
Great. We've been working a lot on community growth. Our Telegram's been growing. Can you give us a quick update on that?
Yeah, so the big news is we almost have 2,000 people in our Telegram. We have 1992 right now, so we're very close to 2,000. That's going to be a big internal milestone. We're going to be really happy when that happens. Everyone can help us by joining our Telegram if you haven't. We also have a lot of new followers on Twitter. Same story, join our Telegram, follow us on Twitter. We'll post links to both of those in the comments of the video. Thanks.
What about the new partnerships we formed recently?
So since the last update, we've had a number of partnerships that we're really excited about. The first partnership that we want to talk about is with dApp, which is a order book host or an exchange located in Beijing. Currently, dApp does one of the highest volumes in the decentralized exchange environment. So we're very happy to have them involved and planning on implementing Market Protocol. I think that's going to be really good for us. dApp has done a really good job of building market share and building volume of participants. So we're happy about that. We're excited there. We have also formed partnerships with two different stable coins. The first one is Haven. Haven recently released the NUSD, which is the first iteration of Haven-backed nomins. So they are a stablecoin. The other stablecoin, a dollar stablecoin. Another stablecoin that we've formed a partnership with is MakerDAO and their DAI stablecoin. So we're very excited there. I think both those projects are building a very important, necessary piece of infrastructure, and I think that those stablecoins will be very useful in creating market protocol trading relationships in the future. The final partnership that we want to announce and mention is a partnership with Shark Relay. Shark Relay is another decentralized exchange implementation that will be running market protocol side by side their existing spot trading. So we're happy to have them as a partner as well.
Cool, thank you. Also, we recently released our beta dApp on the testnet. We have a couple videos that are out to show you how to use those, and the dev team very, very recently deployed a simplified contract deploy, which is awesome. You can create a contract in 10 seconds. So that's great work, dev team. Thanks for doing that. Phil, hiring. We're looking for new people.
Yeah, thanks. Glad to be here, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we're definitely looking to grow our team on the development side and the business side of things. We have a lot of work to do to accomplish our goals and really need the help of the community to allow us to attract and find talent. Some of the roles that we're looking for on the business side is a head of HR and an internal marketing and PR person to help us continue to grow our community and get the word out about Market Protocol. On the development side, we still need some help with some Solidity development, as well as we're working on our new library, which is market.js, which is a TypeScript library to interact with the Market Protocol Solidity smart contracts. So we also could use some hands on deck to assist with that, as well as a technical project manager. We've also just want to continue to invite people to contribute through our open source bounties that we've been using with Gitcoin. We have roughly about 40 contributors to date, and we're pretty excited that there's so much collaboration going on to develop Market Protocol.
Awesome, thanks. And in all of our job descriptions, Phil and I are both in Colorado, as you can see from the beautiful background. We'd love people to be in the Boulder, Denver area if possible, but if not, we're looking for people all over the world. Phil, can you give us an update on what the dev team's been up to?
Yeah, a lot of time recently has been spent in developing the dApp, which is now live at dApp.marketprotocol.io. It is live on the Rinkeby testnet, and we're continually developing new features there, as well as refining the process. Shortly, there'll be some simulated exchange functionality on that dApp that allows people to interact with the contracts to actually trade them and go through that process and learn a bit more about what it's like to trade a market protocol smart contract. In addition to that, as I mentioned previously, work on market.js has really started, and that is going to be released to our partners to allow them to simply build on top of our protocol and abstract some of the complexity of the smart contracts themselves to give them a little bit easier time with development. So those have been the two main focuses of the dev team. We're continuing to work on some content for the website. We're creating an internal blog and a few different ways to just get more information about the project out to people like yourselves. So that's really what's been going on there. And again, we want to invite people. We host a community call every Thursday at 8 a.m. Mountain Time. There is a link on the website on the About page that talks more about joining the call. But please join us there. We'd love your input and ideas and to help us move this thing forward.
Awesome, thanks. And it's pretty exciting that the ability for people to actually interact and trade with the contracts is coming up too, which that'll be really nice. It's not there yet, but you guys are building it.
Absolutely, we'll get there soon.
All right. So Seth, how can people learn more about Market and what we've been doing and just learn more about the project in general?
Sure. So we post a lot of information and we try to keep our Medium account and our blog current. So we cover a lot of different topics that come up either in the Telegram group or in-person discussions that we think would be helpful for other people to learn about. We also have been on a number of different podcasts in the last few weeks that sort of summarize and talk about the article. The first thing is Phil was on PressureCast within the last few weeks. We can post a link to that also in the comments. I did a podcast with CoinCrunch, with Sia and Dan at CoinCrunch. Sia let me know that that is their most popular episode, so we're happy to have that. And then we've also recently gotten written up on the Merkle that overall is a good project summary of sort of a third party on what they think Market Protocol can do and what it does and their understanding of the project. So we'll post links to all of those. But the best way to learn about our project is to join our Telegram, interact with people within our community, join our newsletter, and follow us on social media. So links to all that will be in the comments.
Good. It's really exciting when other people outside of the people who are just working on it are getting excited about the project. So that Merkle article is really cool because somebody took the idea that we're working on and then they wrote an article about it to share it with the world, and that's really exciting for us. We also have a Medium blog post that you can access through our website. We have articles in there that just generally explain things that are relevant to the project, educate people on something like derivatives. We have an Explain Like I'm 5 article on there to help anybody who's unfamiliar with the project learn more about it. We have an article on there, why derivatives, why they're important. We have another article about why shorting is valuable. So if you'd like to learn more and get a little more in depth about what we're trying to build and why we think it's important and why we think we're able to revolutionize a new part of the world using blockchain technology, we answer some of those questions there. All right, now we have some questions that we sent out some tweets and asked people to give us some questions, and people put those in our Discord and our Telegram chat. So we're going to go through some of those. Seth, can you answer the first one? It is Market Protocol a decentralized exchange?
Sure. So one of the questions that comes up a lot when we talk to people is they don't understand exactly what Market Protocol is designed to do. So Market Protocol is a protocol. So there's the Ethereum blockchain, and then Market Protocol sits on top of the Ethereum blockchain. Market Protocol is designed to allow other people to create decentralized applications with Market Protocol that allows them to trade derivatives or create derivative trading applications. So a few good examples of applications that could be built using Market Protocol are order book hosts or exchanges. So Market Protocol itself is not an exchange. You can't actually trade on market protocol, but what you can do is, as a user or a consumer of the protocol, you can implement your own solution. So it'll allow me to build an exchange on top. So for example, dApp or Shark Relay can then use market protocol to enable or provide derivative trading to their customers. So a protocol, a good example of a protocol is the protocol is basically the roads that other people need before they can build cars on top of it. So we're building sort of the base for other applications.
Cool, thanks. Another question we got is, what needs to be specified to create a new market contract? So there are three things that are pretty basic that you need. The first one is, what do you want to trade? The second one is, what do you want to trade it with? That's what we call the collateral token. And then the last one is the Oracle solution, which is the piece that brings the data onto the chain. So if you specify those three things, that is generally the basis and the guts of what a market contract is. There's some other nuance associated with it, and you can read about that. You can also check out our dApp. It'll walk you through exactly what those are, how you can interact with them, how you can create them. So for more information on that, please go to dapp.marketprotocol.io and learn more about that. Phil, we have a question here. What is the reason for making your protocol, and why is it different from other solutions?
That's a great question. So the three of us used to run a trading desk in Chicago, and when we started getting into crypto, we noticed a lot of things that were missing in the ecosystem that were very normal to us coming from a professional trading world. And some of those products that are offered in traditional finance to mitigate risk and deal with volatile assets weren't really available in a decentralized ecosystem or even in crypto at all. So one of the things that we hope to address was the ability to bring these financial products to crypto markets. In addition to that, we believe that shorting was a really essential piece of efficient price discovery. And so we wanted to also bring a product that would allow people to get short exposure to crypto assets and real world assets alike. So our protocol, so those are some of the reasons that we decided to create the solution. And some of the reasons that it's different than other solutions that we see, maybe dYdX or EverMarkets are the ones that get brought up commonly. So with dYdX, they offer a smart contract that's mainly options based, and with their implementation, you're limited to ERC20 assets, which means that if it's an Ethereum based asset, you're able to trade it. With ours, we open the world up to trading non-digital assets, so you can trade real world assets as well. If you'd like to create a relationship that's the S&P 500 versus a stablecoin dollar proxy, you're able to do that with our protocol and now trade that trustlessly on the Ethereum blockchain. In addition to that, EverMarkets we talk about some as well. And as Seth mentioned previously, we really are this protocol layer. And so as the protocol layer, we allow people to implement on top of us. And in doing so, we allow them to also define the collateral token that they would like to use. It could be wrapped Ether, it could be a stable coin, but we don't want to limit the possibilities of what collateral options there are. So we don't force everything back to a specific token like EverMarkets does with their implementation. We're really excited about the different projects in this space and think that they all could have a place in the ecosystem. But we do believe that the flexibility is really important to being able to trade real world assets with any collateral as you select it.
Cool, thank you. Seth, there's another question. Will there be a token available? So that question kind of implies that there's a token. So maybe you can talk real quickly about why we have a token, and then what the availability of that token is, if there is ever any availability.
Sure. So there is a token. It's talked about in our white paper. It's covered on the in the white paper on the token section. The token is used for currently it's used for a number of different things within market protocol. The first thing the token is used for is for contract creation. So when a contract is created, a relationship is created, we require that the contract creator holds a minimum balance of MKT tokens. That number is 500 in the white paper, but that number is designed to be flexible and calibrated by stakeholders. The MKT tokens aren't spent or consumed or locked. They're just, it's basically a quick address check to confirm that the contract creator has those MKT tokens and supports the ecosystem. The second thing the token's used for is as a fee token. So if a order book host, like a Shark Relay or a dApp, for example, provides the service of allowing a buyer and a seller to find each other, they can charge a fee at their discretion for providing that service. What that does is that means that the order book hosts, as well as the traders, tend to be the largest holders of MKT tokens because they use them the most. So that means that they are then also the largest stakeholders in the protocol. And that ties into governance in the sense that we want to ensure that people making decisions on the protocol are people that are active and using the protocol. So I'll cover that at the end, but the next use of the token then is when a contract is created and someone wants to trade that contract. That means that they need to do two things prior to trading. They need to deposit the collateral token, which in a lot of the examples we've talked about today is something like a stable coin or a wrapped ether. And they're also required to deposit 25, and again, that number is variable and covered in the white paper, 25 MKT tokens. The MKT tokens are providing a way for someone to access that contract. The MKT tokens are returned when the user is done trading. The collateral token, they'll receive back what they made or lost. So at the conclusion of trading, they'll receive their P&L back in collateral token and all of their MKT tokens. So the MKT tokens are essentially locked for the duration of trading that contract. We also mentioned governance then a little bit before, and the reason we use the MKT token in governance is it allows us to calibrate the values for contract creation as well as the value for contract access. And that allows the overall token model to be flexible and allows those values to increase or decrease in almost an inflationary or deflationary fashion as stakeholders see a need to change that value. The way that we've designed the token model is we're providing a way for stakeholders who have an incentive to make good decisions to be the ones that make decisions that affect the value of their holdings. So we believe that the stakeholders then have the correct incentive to make good decisions for the overall protocol. So that's how the token is used. Now, in terms of when will the token be distributed or how will the token be distributed? Currently, the market protocol launch date, the anticipated mainnet launch is by the end of the year. We anticipate distributing tokens at launch, at mainnet launch. So at the same time, we plan to distribute tokens or very closely thereafter. We don't have a concrete strategy or a way that we plan on distributing the tokens right now. We want to make sure that whatever mechanism or method we decide to use is compliant and works for any jurisdiction in which the token will be distributed. So at this point, we don't have a good answer. We can't say that there's going to be a token sale. We can't say that there's going to be a certain mechanism for distribution. So the best way to stay involved or stay current is to join our newsletter, and we'll make sure to let people know when we figure out how we do plan on distributing the token.
That's great. I would like to thank everybody for joining us. We really appreciate your time. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks for submitting questions. If you would like to learn more, absolutely join us on Telegram. Seth, Phil, and I are often in Telegram. There's also Lazar and Maz, who are community managers. They're happy to answer any questions that anyone may have. You can also visit our website at marketprotocol.io. As Seth mentioned, our newsletter comes out every 2-3 weeks. It's an update on what we've been doing recently, any new partnerships we formed. It's a very nice, concise way to find out what's going on with the project. As Seth also said, the intention is if we ever do have a token distribution event and how that works out, that'll all be announced in the newsletter, and it's a great place to get more information about what we're doing. And then Medium also, there's a link to the blog post through the website. Please check those articles out. Any and all feedback is welcome. You can hit us up on Discord, Telegram, If there's something someone would like to know about or an article that somebody suggests we write, we would love to answer your question, and we'd love to hear your question. So we're always accessible. The community is a really, really important thing for us. We're trying to build a project that people are excited about and that people want to use, and we're trying to solve the problems that we see in the crypto space, but we also love any and all feedback on how we can do a better job of that and how we can use the technology that we're building to solve and meet everyone else's needs in this space. Bill, earlier you mentioned the engineering call. Will you just give a quick update on what that is and when it is?
Yeah, so every week, the engineering team as well as engineering community get together and discuss what we've been working on, problems, solutions, next steps, and really just a way of kind of bringing everyone together since we are such a distributed team. That call is open to everyone to join. If you're not into technology as much and you just want to listen, that's great. If you want to participate, please do as well. Again, you can check that out on our marketprotocol.io/about. At the very bottom, there's a link to the engineering call. It's just a Zoom call that we have every Thursday mornings at 8 a.m. Mountain Time.
And if I'd like to just get a question answered or something by the dev, is there generally Q&A for that, or what's the best way for somebody to ask a dev-based question to the dev team?
You can certainly wait for the engineering call, or the other great place is Discord. There's an engineering channel there, which pretty much all of our devs are hanging out in all the time. Again, as a way of making sure that we're operating in a transparent fashion and incorporating people's feedback. Everything's done there, as well as GitHub through issues. So we really, again, want to invite people to join us and help us to achieve our goals.
Great. All right, guys, that wraps it up. Thanks for the time. We'd love any other questions that anybody may have. Ask them in Telegram, and it was great chatting.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye.